Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I have a message coming to you which is all about judgments, criticisms, all the stuff that we as human beings get so terrified of in our everyday lives. And I definitely wanted to make sure that I'm delivering a message for you guys that is helpful in terms of your empowerment. And it's something that I deal with every single day of my life. And it's all about using the opinions of others to strengthen your opinion of yourself. And many people don't put themselves out there in this world, whether they do it like I do, and it's all social media, or even in their everyday lives with their friends, with their family, with their work colleagues, all of it. We all, at one point or another, or we currently are in our lives, we are holding back because we're so fearful of rejection, of judgment, of opinion, of criticism, all of that stuff, that we end up holding the truth of who we are back. And all that really does is reinforce to ourselves that we don't have a high opinion of who we are, and that who we really are is not good and shouldn't be out there and shouldn't be shown. And so I want to dive back into a piece of my story and share that with you guys, and share where I've kind of come from, where I'm at now, and the kind of challenges that I deal with, very, very regularly. And so, just a few years ago, so even a year ago, it was only really a year ago when I started coming out from behind an old brand with an ex-partner of mine, where we'd started our own business, and I started coming out from behind the computer screen and actually putting my name to my writing and to my messages and my quotes and all of that sort of stuff. And before that time, a year ago almost, it's been about 10 months since I really started doing that. Before that, I was terrified. I was so scared of judgment, and I did what I do now on a smaller scale with an ex-partner, and it would have terrified me to do all the things that I do on a daily basis these days. But before that, I actually never even posted a personal post from my Facebook page, which you guys are watching from right now. I never had the courage to post it for about 4 years on my personal profile. Nobody heard from me. I had another account, a joint account with my partner at the time, and everything was filtered through our brand. Nobody ever really knew who it was coming from. Was it coming from me? Was it coming from him? And I kind of liked it that way, because I was, in a lot of childish fears that we all battle with within ourselves about, what if people don't like it? At least we're doing it together, and it's not going to be, people judging and condemning me personally because they don't like what I'm about. And so, as you can probably tell, a lot has changed, because you guys hear from me all the time, all over social media, every single day. And what I really feared about, that prevented me from, getting myself out there and being of service and forgetting about my fears and just trying to be of value. What actually prevented me from doing that was, some of the things that I have to deal with, not every day, but every now and then. I definitely get people reaching out to me, condemning me, judging me. It happens, right? And that's what I was super scared of in the beginning. But as I went through a transition of valuing being of value over my own insecurities and fears, I started to build and generate the kind of confidence and courage to get beyond my fears, realize I'm going to get judged no matter what I do. I'm going to get criticism no matter what I do. So wouldn't it be better that I just show up and I just be all of who I am without dulling down myself, without having to try and mold myself to please others or whatever it is? Wouldn't it be better and more freeing if I just be me, knowing full well that I'm going to cop as much criticism or judgment or rejection or whatever, no matter how I operate? But the funny thing is that when you start to value your opinion of yourself over others and you start moving in that aligned direction, you know, it doesn't always feel good when you get criticized and, you know, assumed the worst of, or people get the wrong idea about who you are and why you do what you do. It doesn't always feel great. But what I've learnt is that it's such a great vehicle of our growth to test. Whoa, okay, this person has this perception from the outside in as to why I do what I do, and what element of truth is in that? How can I use that to test myself? Am I being authentic? Am I showing up? Am I doing the things that I do for the right reasons? All of that stuff. It's great to have that come into your life, no matter how challenging it might be in the moment. If you get to a place of being able to see through taking things personally, particularly from people who have no idea who you are whatsoever, you know, and for me personally, I get judged by my appearance constantly, you know, good or negative, however you want to judge that. I deal with that every single day, and for me, it can be really challenging. But at the same time, it's like, well, how do I work this into my own personal growth? You know, what messages am I sending out? What am I attracting back? How can I utilize this feedback to be of more value, to be more of service, and to be absolutely key, more authentically me, and test myself as to whether I am overvaluing opinions, judgments, and criticisms from the external world over and above my opinion of myself. Because when we do that, we absolutely limit our greatness. We play small, we stay limited, we dull ourselves down, we feel scared, we don't trust or believe in ourselves because we're not being ourselves. And from that little small scared place, which I've been before, is where we never really feel fulfillment. We never really feel as though our lives matter. And we know deep down there's always that part of you that knows you're playing small, that knows you're dulling yourself down, that knows you're not really being of service because you're stuck in your own fears. And at the end of the day, we must get beyond our fears, and we must want to be of service by growing ourselves, testing ourselves, not shying away from fears and criticisms and rejections and judgments, but actually utilizing it to test ourselves to see what is my opinion of myself, and what do I want that to be? How do I want to feel within me? And recognize that you are always, you're never going to escape it. You're a human being on planet Earth. You are absolutely going to attract criticism, judgment, condemnation, people assuming the worst of you, no matter what you do. And if you know that you're operating as your higher self, and you know why you do what you do, and you're aligning and being congruent with that at your core, then yeah, it might not feel great, but you can always grow from it and utilize their perspectives, not to take it personally, but to see, am I creating a wall that is preventing people from actually gaining the value from what I really want to offer? And you can utilize that to actually help you on the mission that you're on. Because I speak to so many of you beautiful human beings out there who absolutely have a beautiful message that you want to deliver and be of service with in the world in your own unique way. But what stops you and limits you is your fear of opening yourself up and putting yourself out there because you're so scared of what other people will think. But the moment you step forth in alignment with the truth of who you are, with great intention and vision and purpose and direction, is the moment all of those opinions and judgments can melt away and you can remain consistent. And you know what I've found personally is that people who have judged me either negatively or positively for the wrong reasons in the beginning, I remain consistent, and they continue to follow along and check in and see what's going on, and then they get to see who I really am. because to assume that you know who somebody is and why they do what they do upon face value is completely ridiculous. And I think all of us can agree with that. But sometimes people put a lot of energy into condemning and thinking that they need to put this person in a certain box so they can feel more comfortable, or they can voice what they think their truth is, right? But until they actually follow through, do the research, do the work, get curious, ask questions, follow along for a period of time, that's the only way they're actually going to get to the truth. And they waste a lot of energy, projecting out their own negativity, or, it might look like it's positivity at the time, depending on how they judge you in the beginning. But they waste a lot of energy and effort trying to know and be right, instead of either channeling that into them growing themselves and being their higher selves and working on becoming the kind of person they're proud to be, rather than focusing on what they think another person is doing negatively. Or they could use that time and energy to actually get to the truth and get beyond their surface level judgments and condemnation. So I really hope this is of value to you guys, and it's got you thinking about where in your life right now are you holding yourself back? Are you dulling yourself down because you are overvaluing the opinions of others that they have on you, or their potential, some stranger's potential opinion of you or judgment or criticism of you, over and above you being your higher self and being of value in your own unique way? And that's super selfish to, put, your own little childish fears that we all battle with, overvalue those childish fears over your ability to be of service and of value and to walk your talk and be authentic and congruent. One is a prison, one is freedom. One feels totally unfulfilling, one feels completely enlivening and fulfilling. One leads you towards a regret-filled life, and one leads you towards a regret-free life where you really feel like you can impact and influence others in a really positive, loving way. So the choice is for each and every one of us, and I'm hoping that me delivering this message for you guys, it definitely helps you get the courage and the empowerment to get yourself out there in your own unique way, whether that's like I do, if that's something that you're called to do in coaching and empowerment and speaking, or if it's just in your own family. That's been the biggest challenge for me, was quitting what I was doing. And I was doing what I was doing because of the judgments and opinions and criticisms that I knew I would cop if I stopped doing what I felt was expected of me from my family, who's highly academic. And, I did a business degree. I was a year and a half out of finalizing my law degree when I had the courage to actually step forth and discover who I was and align fully with it. And I copped all of it. You guys who've been following me for a long time have absolutely heard me tell you about my mum even deleting me off Facebook, not talking to me. I know that sounds weird, like who cares about Facebook? But it was, it's a big thing to be cut off from the people that you value the most, and I'm really grateful that where I am right now is in a position where my mum is my number one fan and biggest supporter, but I had to go through the challenging times of getting out of overvaluing the voices and the opinions and the judgments from the external, and turning up the volume of my opinion of myself and aligning fully and congruently with the truth of who I am. And so what I'm saying is, you're gonna cop it all. Your greatest fears will become a reality. But what I want to reiterate to you is, the moment you step forth, that first step in alignment with the congruence of who you really are, is the moment you generate the amount of courage you need to deal with the inevitable challenges, fears, all the judgments, all the criticism, all of it. And along your journey and pathway, that's not going to stop. You're going to continue to be tested. Are you being authentic? Are you being congruent? Are you being real? Are you doing this for the right reasons? Because people will always mirror back to you different things that will challenge you and get you to recheck in with yourself and see and ask the questions and take the value, because there's always some element of value that can be found in any criticism, no matter how painful. Doesn't always mean that they're right, but it definitely gives you an opportunity to deal with that kind of criticism and test yourself as to how authentic you're being. When you're being truly authentic and aligned and congruent, it might not feel great in the instant moment, but you get over it pretty quickly, and you decipher what's the value, what's the element here that I can take some value here, and is it testing me to see, and a check-in point, am I being authentic and doing this from the right place? So don't shy away, don't dull yourself down, get in alignment with who you really are. If you're not sure of who that is, go on the journey. There is nothing more important than you discovering who you are, why you do what you do, what you want to do with your life, what would be most meaningful, purposeful, and fulfilling and inspiring and energizing for you to do with it, and to get over your fears and be of service in your own unique way. Nothing more important than that, and nothing more fulfilling than that either. So no matter what it is. Hope this has been of value to each and every one of you beautiful human beings out there. If you haven't already, I would absolutely love for you to come on over and join us in the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. 4,500 beautiful human beings from over 30 different countries, absolutely encouraging, supporting, and challenging each other to get to new levels and new heights of their potential, and we'd love for you to be a part of that too. So let me check in with you guys. If you've got any questions or comments or feedback, let me know, or just say hi. I love connecting with you guys. I've got Philippe, awesome, and Judy, and Kenny, and Hassani, and Jelma, and Stephen, hello to you, and Marlon, and Ahmed, and Jace, and Philippe, hello to you, my friend, and hello, Jelma, and Oscar Artho. I think I said that right. Nice of you to join me, and Radu, thank you so much, my friend. And Oscar Heatho, oh gosh, I can't say your name, but hello. Mark and Judy and Bradley and Patty's back. Awesome to see you. Wow, hard to believe you did not post You Are a Natural. I still have that fear to go live. Oh, thank you, Patty. I appreciate that very, very much. I'm a talker, if you picked up on that or not. But yeah, Patty, I love that. And I've actually done this with a number of my coaching clients. I tend to attract people who want to do the sort of things that I'm doing in the world. And, you know, they want to coach in their own unique ways. They want to be speakers, all this sort of stuff. And one of the major things and challenges that I get all of them to do, and I love it, because so many people are so scared to go live, and myself included. You know, for me personally, I haven't stopped doing Facebook Lives. I'm nearly up to an entire year of daily Facebook Lives. Some days I've even done a couple on the day. But what happened for me back in mid-May last year was a coach of mine actually said to me, he said, you know what? You need to be doing Facebook Live every single day. And I got off that call and I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to do it. And I've thought, okay, I'll write myself a list. And I got a piece of paper. I'm like, I'll just come up with 10 different ideas and I'll start tomorrow. It's going to happen. I'm going to start tomorrow. I started writing out a couple of ideas, and then I was like, you know what? F it. I'm going to do it right here, right now. And I literally, because I knew, you know, how we work is if we overthink things and we keep handballing it to the next day or the next Monday, you know, we never get into action, and we get more doubts, more fears, and it becomes harder and harder to get going. So I literally stopped, I put my pen down, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go Facebook Live right now, hit the live button from my desk. I was terrified and I was sweating it up, but I did it, and I felt accomplished. I felt like, yes, you're testing yourself, you're being courageous, you're doing the stuff that matters, and I have not stopped since that day mid-May last year. And I don't intend to. You know, I'm super grateful for all of you human beings who watch this and get value from it. That absolutely allows me to serve the mission that I'm on in terms of helping people to identify who they really are, what they really want, and have the courage to go after it. So I walk my talk in that regard as well. And so I absolutely love, Patty, that you have identified that you've got that fear to go live. And I would get you to ask yourself, why do you want to do it? What is the mission? What is the contribution? Get attached to something bigger than just yourself so that you can get over those internal fears. We'll oftentimes do more for others than we will ever do for ourselves. So if you have a big enough why, as they say, the hows will figure themselves out and your fears will diminish. So get attached to why you want to do it, what service you want to bring, what value you want to be. And if you can get attached to that and then get into action sooner rather than later, I would love to see you go live, Patty. I know we're friends now, so I'll get a notification. So awesome, Patty. Thanks so much for sharing. And Kabsu's here, and Tayeb, and Edgar. Hey, Vanessa, sending you love from Chihuahua, Mexico. I don't know how to say that, but I love it. And I haven't been to Mexico yet, but it's a place absolutely on my list. And I'm so grateful that you're loving this message and finding some inspiration here, my friend. That's awesome. Love seeing you again. And Ismail and Shane's in the house. I love it. And Nalinda. And Shane, hi Vanessa, good morning. Thank you. And always back at work. Oh, back at work after the long weekend. Hope it's going well, Shane. Thanks for being here. And Carolyn is here. And Sam and Brian. Great image, prison or freedom. Absolutely. Anytime we are not being authentically ourselves, we are in our own self-imposed prison. You know, and we're so trapped and limited by our fears of rejection and judgment by everybody around us. But you know what I've found to be true, and you guys have been following me for a long time, have heard this message over and over again. But the moment that you step forth and you actually just be all of who you are, is it the most enlivening, energizing feeling in the world, because you can drop all the masks and all the trying to focus on and trying to be the chameleon, as I used to call myself, you know, trying to be who people want you to be. You take all that energy back and you put it into you and being you, and a funny thing happens. You end up repelling all of those people that you've been trying to be somebody else for, and you end up attracting the people who absolutely love who you really are. And there is nothing more beautiful than that. I could absolutely cry thinking about the beautiful human beings that I've got to connect with over this last year, when I dropped all those stupid fears and I actually just stepped forth with the intent of being of value and being all of who I am, no matter the judgments and criticisms. That's my job, is to help people get over all of that and shine, be all of who they are, no matter what other people think. And that's what I do every day, and I'm grateful for all of you beautiful human beings. I know so many of you have been with me since that faithful day when I started doing this for myself and started being my most authentic. So I have so much love for each and every one of you guys. Thank you. And thanks for being here again, Brian. I love it. And Todd, this was very timely for me, as I've been really working on this lately. Thank you for affirming my intuition, Vanessa. Much love from Ohio. Awesome, Todd. I'm so grateful to hear that. That means the world to me when these messages are of value to you. My hope is always that they spring you into action. They empower you to get into action, get beyond the fear, and do what really matters and really fulfills and energizes and inspires you. So, that's awesome, Todd. Keep us updated. And Carolina and Hassan, and awesome to see you, and Shane. Yes, so true. Very hard at first, but worth it. Absolutely. You know, it's always the hardest part is that first initial thing. You know, anything new is challenging. It's uncertain. And most of us human beings want to be really certain. We want to be certain that we can avoid pain and gain pleasure. And when we're uncertain about what the result could be, that's our biggest limitation. It keeps us stuck in the known, because at least we know what to expect here, as opposed to going for great. Even if you don't know, you've got to jump into the darkness with something new and test it. But the moment you do, as I said, you generate the kind of courage that you absolutely, truly need, and that you'll always have what you need in terms of the amount of courage that you need to deal with all of the inevitable challenges, criticisms, judgments, all of it. You're going to get it. Just accept that. and know that if you're the kind of person who has the mindset that no matter what, I will always learn and grow from any challenge, no matter how painful, and you trust and believe that, and you put yourself out there, you become absolutely unstoppable. So I love that, Shane. Thanks so much. And Flavio, and Chris, and Nancy, and Radu, prison or freedom, I love it. I'm loving that you're loving that too, Radu. Thank you. And Elliot's here, and Ram, hello to you, my friend. And Edgar, love you, Vanessa, you rock. Oh, Chihuahua. Oh, cool, like the dog. Okay, I love it. Is that where Chihuahuas are from? Is that a stupid question? I'm not sure, but thanks, Edgar, teaching me something. I love it. And you rock, my friend. And Radu, great value in your live. It was what I needed today. Thank you so much. Radu, you're touching my heart. I'm loving that. I love that this message has reached you at a point when you need it. I think so many of us deal with this, and I just feel like it is the number one thing that prevents us from stepping into our greatness. And that is just so unfulfilling. I know I did it for the majority of my life. So thanks, Radu. I'm really grateful that you're here. Thank you. And Tomakan is here. Awesome. And Sergio and Patty, you are so welcome, my friend. That's awesome. And thank you, Dondi. So guys, that really is my message for you today. I hope that it's got you to use the opinions, judgments, criticisms, all of that stuff that you're inevitably going to get to help you to strengthen your own opinion of yourself and live more authentically and congruently. It's great check-in for you as an individual to get that criticism. I've had a lot of it. I get a lot of it. So, you know, have no mistake. It's going to be there. No, and I think that the more you put yourself out there, you know, the higher you get, it doesn't go away. You know, the higher we get, the bigger our problems get. As we get, they don't get bigger. We get the same amount of problems, but the quality of problem shifts and changes, and our ability to handle the problem absolutely increases. So just trust yourself. Know what you value most. Get most attached to what you value, what inspires you. And if you utilize the law of attraction and focus on actually what you really want and start moving and taking action in that direction, you know, the stuff that you don't want sort of drops off, you know, and it doesn't become the central theme of your life that limits you. So really hoping that this has been a valuable message to each and every one of you beautiful human beings who's joined me today. As always, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's absolutely beautiful, amazing, extraordinary, and you're doing something empowering that will absolutely help you to gain the courage, take the action, and move in the direction of your most authentic, genuine, loving self. Sending you guys all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow.